Hello, I'm Haein, and I'm honored to present our paper titled PADO, Personality-induced Multi-Agents for Detecting Ocean and Human-Generated Text. Before diving into the details of our study, I would like to provide a brief overview of PADO. Personality is a critical factor influencing an individual's behaviors, emotions, attitudes, and habits. One of the categories of personality traits is ocean. Understanding personality accurately plays a key role in predicting behaviors and providing personalized services. With the increasing volume of text generated in online environments, research on predicting personality traits from text has been actively conducted. These efforts are important for understanding users better and providing personalization services. However, reliably extracting them remains a challenging task. These challenges are due to latent nature and subjectivity of personality, lack of labeled personality datasets, difficulty in multidimensional analysis, and lack of explainability. These factors often result in reliance on subjective judgments and inconsistency in annotation, making it challenging to develop generalizable models or analyze personality traits from multiple perspectives. So, one of the methods that research has focused on is the use of large language models. Its models still heavily rely on patterns from training data and often react sensitively to specific word choices and context. More recent work involves the use of a multi-agent approach, which shows a more reliable prediction performance. So, our work aims to extend the idea of multi-agent modeling by considering social and linguistic aspects. We aim to tackle the challenges of subjective interpretation of personality traits influenced by context and criteria, which have been insufficiently addressed in previous personality detection research. First, we aim to understand personality from social and linguistic perspectives. Second, we aim to measure personality traits using a multi-agent approach that incorporates diverse perspectives. Third, we aim to perform more reliable personality evaluations by comparing and analyzing agents with contrasting viewpoints. In this work, we introduce a PADO framework. Let me explain the details. The first stage is personality induction. PADO generates two language model-based agents for each personality trait, representing high and low levels of the trait. For example, an agent with high openness and another with a low openness are created using prompts that induce specific personality traits. The personality prompting methodology for inducing a high openness agent is as follows. And this one shows induction of a low openness agent. And here the important consideration is to ensure the reliability of an agent output. So we measure whether LLMs produce consistent scores at the level of personality traits from given text descriptions. Scores range from 1 to 5. To do this, we use the publicly available dataset, the MPI dataset, and applied the high and low inducing prompts that were shown in the previous slide to the MPI dataset, with two levels of personality sentences, all low and high. Neutral is the default state, and low and high are induced. We then gave these sentences to the LLMs in order to see if the LLMs produce consistent scores on the personality level. This table shows the results. Interestingly, most LLMs tend to produce responses with low consistency in the neural state. The scores should ideally be around 3 point. The results often skewed closer to 4 or even higher. This means that just asking LLMs to decide on the level of personality traits without any specific consideration can lead to incorrect or biased responses and later confuse the prediction process. In contrast, Positive and negative cases were very consistent for all personality traits and across the LLMs. This confirmed the successful creation of agents with distinct personality perspectives, underscoring the viability of using LLMs in a multi-agent framework. The second stage is the psycholinguistic explanation. In this stage, each personality agent interprets text based on three psycholinguistic elements. The first is the emotional aspect. Here, the agent analyzes the degree to which the text reflects strong positive or negative emotions and produces explanation. The second is the cognitive aspect. Here, the agent examines the reasoning process and problem-solving approach in the text and produces explanation. The last is the sociality aspect. The agent evaluates how the text reflects social interactions and relationships with others and produces explanation. This slide shows a detailed explanation of each aspect generated by the high-happiness agents. And this one shows the result of a low-induced reasoner. The last stage is the comparative evaluation. In this stage, a judge agent compares and synthesizes the interpretation of two personality agents. The judge agent first compares two explanations from the second stage. The judge agent evaluates which interpretation better reflects the text, assesses the depth and consistency of each analysis, and identifies which agent provides a clearer explanation of the text personality traits. As the last process, the judge agent makes the final decision on whether a particular personality trait is high or low. We evaluated PADO's performance against existing personality prediction methods using benchmark datasets, including the essay dataset and my personality dataset. The experiments included various LLMs, such as GPT-4o and Llama 3 8B. We compared performance using F1 scores under zero-shot, one-shot, and chain-of-thought settings. As a result, PADO achieved mostly the best performance compared to existing methods. Notably, PADO also demonstrated performance improvement in smaller language models like Solid 10.7b and Llama 3 8b. And this highlights PADO's strengths and being independent of model size. We further conducted experiments to verify the robustness of PADO. For this, we compared PADO with existing method by repeating the same text input 3 times and analyzing prediction consistency using standard deviation. PADO demonstrated lower standard deviation than existing method, confirming its reliability and stability. To evaluate the quality of explanations generated by PADO, we also conducted human evaluation. Based on prior studies, we assessed 5 criteria: fluency, informativeness, relevance, specificity, and coherence. The evaluations were conducted by 8 graduate students who rated each criterion on a 7-point Likert scale. Explanations were generated using 3 methods, one that only included the inducing process, one that only included the reasoning process, and one that included both. The human evaluation results showed that explanations generated using both the inducing and reasoning processes received the highest scores. Specifically, the specificity criterion, which evaluates detailed, fact-based explanations, achieved statistically higher scores compared to the other 2 methods. In summary, the key conclusions and contributions of the studies are as follows. First, we proposed a multi-agent based personality detection framework. To overcome the limitations of single model approaches, we improved the reliability of personality detection by utilizing agents with different personality perspectives. Second, transparent interpretations recycle linguistic explanations. we introduced transparent psycholinguistic explanations, incorporating emotion, cognition, and sociality to provide clarity in both prediction and rationale. Third, overall improvement in performance and robustness. PADO showed the highest performance, maintained low standard deviation in repeated experiments, and high human evaluation when both inducing and reasoning were used. There are some limitations including consideration of only English and texture data. These aspects will be addressed in future studies. This work also has some implications, including more applicable personalized services and enhancing the reliability and fairness of personality detection. Since the PADO framework is simple, the idea of the framework is highly applicable to other domains that consider subjective aspects of users. Thank you for listening.